the next thing we got to talk about is Senator Mike Johnson. And Speaker Mike Johnson, we can say a lot of things about this idiot. Honestly, I don't know why I said senator, but realistically, what I need to say right now is that I think he's corrupt as shit. Like, obviously, we've had the conversations about his weird porn fetish thing with his son. That's strange for a lot of reasons, but realistically, it's the fact that he has any amount of power at all that we have to deal with that's just frustrating. But before we get into that, I want to get into the fan art section, and this piece of fan art we have is actually from Sylvie, and it does look pretty good. This is a Hex Maniac Sylvie, said Popper, art by Poppers, idea by me. I generally don't have the skill or time to draw an ambitious piece like this. Okay, well, you know what? It still looks fantastic, and if Hex Maniac Suris is where we go, then that's 100% okay with me, because I have a weakness and I know exactly what it is. I know what I'm about. Anyway, thank you very much for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. And remember, we are doing a contest for the new model for the channel, and if you end up putting your stuff in, if you want it to be used as reference for the new model, then please throw it into the suit contest section. The winner will have a model specifically. Anyways, Mike Johnson is trying to argue that California's elections are rigged. Now, before we get into any of that, I do want to say this has been the narrative we've been dealing with for years in regards to the right wing. The idea that for some reason, in some capacity, our elections are rigged in somebody's favor. But as the right wing gerrymanders more and more, I think we know exactly which side is being favored more. Mike Johnson, the guy who watches his kids' porn. Yeah, that Mike Johnson. This one right here.
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm saying it stinks to high heaven, and everybody knows that.
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying it's this other set of words that also technically could mean that it's rigged, but I'm not going to say rigged specifically because that would make me seem like an idiot.
Let's remove the appearance of impropriety. Let's have, what a concept. Let's have votes on an election the day of the election. That's what many states are able to do. I think California is playing around with this.
But what evidence is there to prove that there was rigged?
Look, I don't, some of these efforts.
What evidence is there? No, I don't know. California doesn't start counting votes until election night, if I remember correctly. Jesus Christ. The guy's just sitting there like fucking Porky Pig the minute that he's asked about evidence.
They're so diabolical and so far upstream it is impossible to prove. But I think everybody knows
it's so diabolical, it's so far upstream that nobody could prove it. Just hear me out. Just hear me out when I say it. Hear me out when I say the words, and believe me, please. Please believe me. Oh, I'm sorry, he did the stutter, so it's please believe me. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Sakura says that right-wingers don't understand that a state of around 40 million people counting votes takes time. Morbid Corp says he's AI. I don't think he's AI, though his skin does look unnaturally smooth here for a guy who's like one step left of a ghoul.
instinctively something is wrong here, and that's a concern. We need people to believe in the integrity of our election system.
If you need people to believe in the integrity of your election system, then why are you throwing shade at the integrity of the election system? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, right? We need people to believe in the integrity of the election system. Meanwhile, I would like to contribute to people not believing in the election system. Meanwhile, what do you think actually happens when Republicans get all of their seats and they get all their wins? Well, Grandma dies. That's what happens. Oh, no, I'm not kidding, actually. Grandma fucking dies. Here's why. Listen.
And then we're going to lead up to what we have to do and address. The largest spending items, the reason we're in trouble is because over 74% of federal spending is on autopilot, mandatory spending. That's your entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and then things like Social Security. They have to be adjusted and fixed. We have a plan to do that.
We got to adjust and fix it, which is Republican speak for cutting it. Don't worry, you know those automatic payments that are happening automatically because it's an efficient fucking system right now? You know those payments that are happening at the moment that are being handled automatically? Well, we need to make sure that that's not happening automatically anymore because we need to inconvenience every single American who is a senior citizen constantly. We need to make their lives a living fucking hell so that they can get the money they're entitled to for breaking their backs being in this fucking country. We need to make sure that system is adjusted. Adjusted. Yeah, that's not what's going to happen. It's not going to be adjusted. We all know it's not going to be adjusted. No. That's 100% going to be cutting a lot of people out. And if they're trying to make sure that it's not as automatic, then what's likely going to happen is that a lot of the money that is currently going out is going to be cut down as they try to implement more sets of means testing. So people who previously were able to get Social Security, were previously able to get Medicaid, will no longer be able to get it. Grandma's gonna fucking die. Nucky says it's an adjustment, just an adjustment to 0. I don't think it's going to be an adjustment to 0. I think that it's going to be an adjustment that is going to feel like 0. It's going to abandon enough Americans who've been paying into these programs for multiple fucking decades. They will figure out exactly how adjusted it feels in a year when Mike Johnson gets to implement these plans. And it's I think Tizor is right when they say the cruelty is part of the point. My thing is I can't understand why. I don't get why cruelty is the point. Like, I understand that there's a disdain from capital that trickles down to the proletariat. I get that from, like, a class consciousness level. But from a pure human-to-human conversational level, what the fuck is the point? What is the point behind cruelty? The older I get, the less I get it. Maybe I got it more when I was a fucking child, and I thought that petty vengeance was like the best thing in the world, and it would make my life just great. But no, it's not been the case anymore. It's not. I don't understand it anymore. It's just not happening anymore. Sean says, I mean, the farmers still haven't changed their minds of being this stupid. Progress says because they think that the people being harmed will be loved by their base and increase future votes. But it's not owning the libs. It's owning your dying uncle. That's the difference. And it doesn't make any sense to me. If you've been paying into the system for years, then you should be able to get shit back from the system. I'm sorry. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitt, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.